Every leftist essay ever. I think he meant video essay, but that reminds me, I don't know why, but I genuinely feel like leftists or like libtards or anybody in that sphere just make better YouTubers, just make better content. Because when I think about it, every YouTuber that I enjoy, every like content creator that I enjoy is usually more left-leaning or more like leftist vibe. All the people that are either more neutral, more like a conservative or more right-wing, it's like bad content. I don't know what it is. They tend to make just like bad, like not really entertaining content. I really don't know what it is. Like there are some creators that are entertaining that are like more on the right wing spectrum or like not really leftist or more like independent or centrist or whatever. But there's something about leftist creators that maybe it's because they grew up as nerds and they got bullied or they were into the arts. So they end up growing with like more weird and interesting personalities and creativity, and maybe since they got picked on or something, they kind of developed a personality or went into their niche interests and hobbies. I don't know. I really don't know. Does anybody know why? I think maybe it's just a YouTube thing, because people that are right-wing, usually you only know that they're right-wing when they make like political content, and it's boring. Nobody cares about political content. It's boring. So maybe there are some right-wing creators that I watch who have never expressed their political opinions, but I genuinely enjoy their content. I'll never know.
Okay, before we start...
Wait, is this part of like the parody? I'm not even sure what he's doing. It's part of the parody where like these like leftist people or video essays, they like get like a wooden spoon and tape a mic to it or like a control or a fork. Bro, they all do the same thing.
Just want to point out that I'm not going to name any names in this video, and I'm not trying to attack anyone. I don't hate the people who do this, and in many ways I actually admire it. So if you do recognize any of what I'm talking about today, don't send any hate to these people. I do not condone that, and there's no way that any of this is worth anyone feeling attacked.
Wait, I'm actually so lost. Is this part of like the skit parody? Is he mocking somebody here, or is he actually citing a disclaimer? Because I've seen video essays and people do this. Please don't attack this. Please don't. But what the intent of their video is obviously going to be. As I was saying though, I've seen people do this, but they know the video and what the content in their video is going to lead to people hating. Even I think I've done it too, but I don't know if this part of, now I'm just confused. This is funny.
Okay, obviously this relates to a lot of dark topics. I suppose that just comes with the territory of talking about politics, especially these days. But you know, I can't personally speak to the full extent of everything going on in the world. I must fully acknowledge that I'm a privileged white guy in a relatively wealthy nation and stable financial situation, and I don't want to give the impression that I'm speaking on behalf...
Wait, just a side tangent. Why is every like video essay dude I see that has some clout is like a guy with a mullet and a mustache? That's like the it's like the most generic thing I've ever seen. They all look the exact same. But as he was saying, bro, I just not hate people who do this. It's really corny that people do this. Like, oh, I'm not knowledgeable on this. I can't speak on this. Oh, I'm bitch, just make your fucking video. Stop saying all this bullshit. Nobody cares, bro. If you're making the video, you think you're knowledgeable enough to make the video. If you really feel like you're privileged, you wouldn't be fucking making the video. And if you were, you'd be donating 90% of your earnings to charities or something. I just hate people who say things that they feel like they need to say rather than just getting out what they want to say and not feeling like they need to be soft on everybody when there's nothing even to be soft about because it's a video essay information that you feel passionate about speaking about.
...of anyone in a more vulnerable or personally affected position than me. In fact, there are a lot of creators and voices online who deal with these things much more directly than I do, and so I would actually encourage you to check them out. Okay.
Oh my.
Okay. First up, I just want to point out that I'm not an expert in any of this.
Oh my God.
Sure, I watch...
Bro, I'm cringing now. My brain's hurting. I'm starting to dislike this guy even though I know he's playing a character. I'm not an expert. Yeah, I'm not knowledgeable on this. Yeah, I don't know. Then why are you freaking talking about it? Then why are you going to give an opinion? If you really felt that way, that if you're not an expert, you can't speak on something, then shut up and delete your YouTube channel. Like, I genuinely hate people who do that. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to be super knowledgeable on anything to talk about something that interests you.
A lot of YouTube, but I'm not a media theorist or a political analyst. I've not done any major research or data sampling to back up the trends that I'm talking about. This is a mostly anecdotal and subjective take on the way I see certain areas of the online media landscape these days. So take everything I say with a pinch of salt, and definitely don't base your opinions purely on what I have to say. Okay.
I was just editing the video and I feel like I might have just misinterpreted like his whole little parody, because when he was saying that, oh, I'm not going to do any data, this is completely anecdotal, it's completely subjective, there's no research, nothing. I interpreted that as he's saying that like this is what other people say, but maybe I think what he was trying to say is that he was implying what video essay creators actually do. They do no research, they do no data sampling, they just say a subjective opinion on something random and all their viewers just latch onto the idea. But I don't know, maybe he's just too good at acting that now I'm frying my brain trying to think what he was actually trying to say or mean. I'm still not sure if he's doing a parody, a skit, or if he's actually being serious. Because this is actually how people are. They throw out like a million disclaimers while saying opinions that they know their audience will latch onto because they like them, but then saying that they're not knowledgeable on it, but still saying it instead of not saying if they really felt like they were knowledgeable to say something, which doesn't make sense to me. But personally, I feel like people can speak on stuff even if they're not experts or knowledgeable, because you don't need to be an expert to have an opinion on anything. I think if it interests you enough, and it's not your job for your audience not to latch onto your opinion, it's just your job not to, send some crazy thread out there. Even if people are gonna hate on something that you're talking about or a specific person, that's not technically your fault unless you said, hey audience, go hate on this person.
Okay. The trend that I'm talking about today is by no means universal.
Also, why are there it's always social media trends? This ification of social media, the religious trend of America, the young trend of Gen Z, the whole poor trend of unemployed. It's all the same thing, but they're entertaining and I like those videos and I would make them too.
And not everyone does it. In fact, many of the most popular YouTubers in the space don't do it at all. It mainly seems to be a habit of much smaller creators and communities. And so, again, I don't want to seem like I'm hating on them. I don't know their situation or what they're going through, and so I don't want to be too judgmental.
Bro, he's starting to sound like me. I always say I don't want to sound like I'm hating on somebody because I feel like I'm genuinely hating on people whenever I'm speed on them sometimes. But I don't know if this is what he was trying to point out to, but I feel like people that make video essays bro, sometimes your video essay topics are the most like dumb stuff. And I'm not saying this as like, oh, it's subjectively. No, it's actually brain dead because people just run out of ideas and they make a video out of anything possible and just make it long for no reason and just yap about nothing, right? Which is basically what he's saying. It's like these trends, media trends in this, trends in that. It's like people are just talking to talk for the purpose of talking to make videos and get views, which is what I'm doing right now.
But it is something that I've noticed and I would like to talk about. I just think there's a risk that pointing it out to specific people could potentially exacerbate the problem. Okay, I just want to remind you guys that this is just my opinion. It's okay to disagree with me, but please don't be hateful in the comments. I'm happy to keep discussing the issue, but there's no reason to be mean about it. Otherwise, I'm super keen to hear your constructive criticism, any suggestions for future videos.
Oh, it's like his cosplay as a super passive-aggressive person. Like, oh my gosh. They try to state their opinion as if they only believe it's an opinion. They don't actually believe they're right. And they don't actually believe they're knowledgeable or they have a hard stance on this. But the whole time they act and their actions show that they actually care. They actually have a hard stance on this. They actually believe they're extremely correct, even if they have no proof, evidence, whatever. And then they literally hate on people or diss people who have differing opinions about anything. Like, I hate some video essay creators because they're actually just cornballs. Some of them are extremely entertaining. They make great videos, but I think a lot of them are just cornballs.
Or anything you think I left out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
That was such a good joke. I thought he was making a serious video the whole time. But yeah, I don't know. Video essay creators are actually sometimes weird to me. I think it's a cool art form, I guess. Some of them just, they try to insert their opinions like it's fact, even though we all do that, right? But then they get upset if somebody has a different opinion, even though we all do that, right? But then they like hate on people, shit on people. Then they're all generic and bland, the same exact thing all the time. Like, bro, focus on what you like to do, not what's trending on the internet. Or maybe they just like being generic. I don't know. People may think I'm generic. I am, which is why I get 20 views. All right, bye.